Hi everyone, and welcome to Science with Sam. This month is robot hands. And so I'm going to teach you how to make a robot hand using straws, cardboard, and string. And funny enough, they act a lot like human hands, so we're going to learn a little bit about how the human hand works. Alright, so here we go. Let me show you our supplies. Oh. Alright, so what you're going to need is a piece of cardboard. I'm going to provide this for you. It's already going to be in the shape that you need it to be. It's kind of like an arm in the bottom palm part of your hand. Then you will get 5 straws. And I've already got marks on there for where you're going to need to bend them and cut them, but I will show you in our video how I made those marks, so if you ever want to do this again, you know exactly what to do. So, but these are going to be our fingers, our 4 fingers and our thumb on our robot hand. And then you're going to need string, so I've cut you 5 long pieces of string, and those are going to go inside the straws to give you the ability to pull and move them around, and they're going to be like our tendons in our hand. So, some things I will not be giving you though are tape. You're going to need some tape to put everything together, and scissors to make your joints, so you're going to need scissors to cut things out and cut up your straws. And then if you ever make these on your own without the tools I provided, I needed to also use a ruler, a marker, and then to make the handle on this one, which we won't be doing today, but that's something you can add if you want to, I needed duct tape. So let's get started with me just describing what the science is before I show you real up close how to do it. So human hands, pretty awesome, really fascinating. Did you know that fingers have muscles inside of them, but you don't actually use the muscles inside the finger to bend your fingers? That's not how it works. So you're probably wondering, like, how do my hands work? How are my fingers able to do so many things and grab and hold and move? Well, what actually happens is your fingers are made up of small bones called phalanges, ligaments that are tissue, that supportive tissue connecting each bone to each other. So you know you got your joints and everything. And then you have tendons, which are connecting that tissue and muscle to the bone. So what happens is you have tendons running through your fingers that go into your palm and into your forearm. And so the muscles in your forearm and palm are actually pulling on those tendons to move your fingers around. And that muscle is how you get your hands to work and how it all works out on that. Robot hands, so much the same. What happens is we have our support and we have our fingers, and then the tendons pull it down. So with my hand, you can see we have our fingers, our phalanges, and then if you have the muscles in your forearm and palm pull on the tendon, it makes your finger move. So that's the exciting part. And now we'll get to make our own robot hands. It's so cool. All right, come join me with that. Okay, so, all right, here we have our hand, and here we've got our straws. Now the first thing we're going to do is, you'll notice I put marks on the straws for every 1 1/4 inch. And I did that using my ruler and my marker. And these are where our joints are going to be. So, first, what you'll do with each one is you're going to cut off the extra bit over here where the bendy part is with your scissors. And that'll mean that last line right there, you're going to cut that off. But don't get rid of it and don't throw it away. We're going to save that. Now, we'll do that with the 4 long finger ones. They're all going to have 3 joints. You just cut off that part. All right, we got those beginning to get ready. Now this last fifth one, you'll notice, has only 3 marks instead of the 4 like the other ones, and you're still going to cut it off at that last one before the bendy part. But this is our thumb, and so our thumb does not have as many joints to bend, if you'll notice. That's our thumb. Alright, so we've got our fingers. Next, what you'll do for each one is you're going to bend it where the line is. Just bend it inwards like that. And now you're going to choose one side to cut a triangle from. So you go over here and you cut a little triangle off. Alright, and you'll see that makes it bend. Okay, now we're going to do that with all of the lines. Like I said, make sure you pick the same side on all of them. Otherwise your finger's going to bend in really weird directions, and it'll be more like a broken finger than a normal finger. Alright, and we're going to do that with all of our straws. Alright, now you'll notice when I was doing that, I was leaving a little bit left. You don't want to cut it all the way through, otherwise your fingers are going to get cut off and you won't have any fingertips. So this is how it looks like, and you'll see we have joints on all of them. Now next, with each straw, you're going to choose whatever end is going to be the tip of your finger. And you're going to put a little slice in it with your scissors on the front and the back. Just a little itty bitty one, so it doesn't look big at all. And so I'm going to do that with all of my fingers, my robot fingers. We're just going to put a little slice at the front and the back. Whoops, didn't have that in the camera. Alright, next comes the part with the rope, or the string. So I'm going to start with the thumb, because I think that is the easiest to show. You've got your little cuts at the beginning here. We're going to need our tape now. That's where we'll bring this in. And so I'm going to thread my string through the finger, all the way from bottom to top, top to bottom, whichever makes it easiest for you. And whatever end is the tip, I'm going to have a couple inches of extra string hanging out. For our tip is on this end, so we have this extra string here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it through the slit at the top so that it goes right through a little bit and it holds it on there. And I'm going to wrap it around and bring it through one of the slits at the back. Okay. And I'm going to come back through the middle, through the top slit again, and I'm going to wrap it around again. I'm just going to wrap it multiple times and tape it. I'm going to tape it down just like this. I'll wrap it all around the string and the end of the straw. There we go. Alright, and so you'll see that is our first thumb string. And if you pull on the string, it will bend. All right, that's one down, 4 more to go. All right, next we are going to use those extra pieces of straw to make little placeholders in our hand for the string to go through so it connects to the palm. So really there isn't a specific size you have to do that for. I just cut off maybe about a ½ inch worth of straw pieces. And we just need 4 of them because it's only going to be used for our 4 main fingers. We don't have to worry about having them for our thumb. All right. There we go. Next, we're going to be taping everything down to our hand, our cardboard hand. I'm going to get everything out of the way. And first, I'm going to tape down our small little pieces that go in the palm of the hand. So you'll do one on the left for the pinky, one next to it for the ring finger, and make sure not to tape the open ends and to leave those open so the string can get through later. And for the middle finger, and then one more for our pointer finger. All right, so we've got our palm parts in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're taped down so you can see, but the tops are still open. I'm going to cut off a little bit of that extra tape because the tape was longer than the straw, and that might get in the way later and our string might stick to it. All right. Next, we're going to tape down our fingers. So here's the thumb, and I'm just going to start with that because that one doesn't require any threading through. And you'll notice on my cardboard I have a little spot where I marked out where the thumb would be in our palm. So I'm just going to tape it down right there. Now make sure when you tape it down that the open joint spaces are facing towards you, because that's the way your fingers bend. They bend inwards, not backwards. If your fingers bend backwards, that is amazing, but if they're not supposed to bend that way and that's not something special to you, go see a doctor. All right, now we're going to do the other 4. All right, we've got all of our fingers taped down. And I probably should have said this to begin with, but you want to tape them down so that the loose string is at the bottom and the tips you made before are at the top. And I'm going to add another piece of tape because I just want to make sure it's really secure. So we're just going to add a long piece of tape. All the way around here. I don't want my fingers falling off my hand. There we go. All right, here we go. Next, we're going to thread these strings through the little ones that match up with the one above it. And there we go. We have our robot hand. So, when you pull on it, the fingers bend. Oh, the tips of my fingers aren't bending as much. There we go. And of course our thumb. And so when you're making it at home, I hope you have lots of fun and you enjoy it. Come pick up your kit to make your robot hand. In the first Friday of March, we have 25 kits. And it's first come, first serve, so whoever comes and gets one first can make sure they get enough for themselves and their family, and we're good to go. All right, see you next time. Bye.